Now let us solve the problem using the another method. Now we have to calculate the EMF. So let us first see the figure, then we will calculate. So this is our figure. So magnetic field is perpendicular or inside the plane of this paper, and this is the initial position of the rod. Okay, so this is the initial position. Suppose in some time t it moves from this place to this place. So this has come to this, and this angle becomes angle theta. This is the angle theta, and this is the way, and this is a some kind of area, small area, which has moved by this rod, and radius will remain same, that you know, since this is a rotational motion, radius will remain same. In some time it has moved from this place to this place, and angle made by this rod is theta. So this is O, this is P point, this initial rod OP. Now after some time it has come to Q. So this is our position, and angle made by this rod in time t is theta. Now let us solve. So we are solving this for, now we can imagine a closed loop OPQ. So this was our circle, this was O, this is P point where rod was there, and now it has come to this point Q. So this is a closed loop. So this becomes a closed loop. Okay, in which point O and P are connected with a resistor. So we can assume that this is a resistor with resistance R, and POQ is the rotating rod. So now this rod has come to this place. This rod is moving and it has come to this place. Now the potential difference across the resistor is equal to the induced EMF. So that we know. So that since this is only the resistor, so the induced EMF will be equal to the potential difference across this rod. So potential difference here and across this rod. Now this rod has come here. So that is the induced EMF. And equals to, how did we calculate? Epsilon is equal to B into rate of change of area of the loop. So this is the way we did, because this is equal to minus d phi b upon dt. Since magnetic field is constant, so what we get? Epsilon. Let me remove this. Let us take only the magnitude. So B comes out of this differential, what we get? dA upon dt. So how this area is changing, that will give us this EMF, induced EMF. If theta is the angle, so this was the angle theta. So Q point, P point, O point and theta angle. If theta is the angle between the rod and the radius of the circle at time t, so after some time there is an angle between these two positions, the area of the sector OPQ. So how much area we will have here? So what is the area? So how to calculate the area? Total area of the circle is equal to pi r square, that we know. But this is smaller area. This is smaller area. So total rotation for a circle is 2 pi. So let us divide by 2 pi. And how much angle we have rotated? Only theta. So total area of the circle is pi r square, and we have rotated only theta angle out of 2 pi. Suppose if we have rotated complete 2 pi, then the area covered will be pi r square, but we have rotated only theta. So theta upon 2 pi into pi r square. So pi and pi gets cancelled out. So pi r square into theta upon 2 pi comes from this fact that total rotation gives an area of pi r square, but we have rotated only theta. So we get pi r square upon 2 pi into theta. So this pi and pi gets cancelled out. So what we get? Half 1 by 2 r square theta. So this is the area covered by this rod in time t. This is the area covered. Now since area is changing with time, since rod is rotating, area is changing with time, so we will have some kind of induced EMF, where r is the radius. So don't be confused that this resistance r and this is radius r. So don't be confused. So this is just to show that with the resistor r, so don't use this r for a resistor. So just remove this or just make it r dash. So radius of the rod is r equal to 1 meter. So don't confuse with resistance. Here we are this is 1 meter, not 1 centimeter, 1 meter. So this is radius of the rod, this is not resistance. So let me remove this thing. So don't write this, so just a resistor. Okay. Now where r is the radius of the circle, because we are considering the area. Now how can we calculate the induced EMF? Induced EMF is epsilon is equal to, we have seen epsilon is equal to minus, let us remove minus if we are taking inside this, d phi b upon dt. Now since b is constant, so it comes out of differential d upon dt of area, and area A is equal to half r square theta. So this is area. So d phi b, and now why we took this area to be this? Because this is rotational motion and magnetic field. Now you will ask, where is this b dot a? Where is cos theta? Cos theta. Again, theta is in this direction and plane of rotation also in same direction. This is normal to the plane, normal to the rotational plane, both are in same direction. That means theta is 0, so theta is gone. So what we have, how the area is changing, because magnetic field is also constant, theta is equal to 0 degree, that means 1. So area is changing, because of that EMF is produced. Now let us see, since area is changing, let us put this area inside this. Now if we differentiate, so half will also come out, so half b, r is radius of the circle is also constant, radius is also not changing with time, radius is fixed at 1 meter, so r square also comes out. So what we have inside, d theta upon dt. Now we have learned in the rotational motion that d theta upon dt is equal to angular velocity equal to omega. So what we get, half br square, this becomes omega. So b omega square upon r square upon 2. So this is exactly equal to the previous notation, d theta upon dt is equal to omega. So here we got b omega r square upon 2. If you see here, we got b omega r square upon 2, b omega r square upon 2. So both will give same result, that means 157 volt. So this expression is identical to the expression obtained by method 1. So whether we use this method, Lorentz force method, or we use this method where we use the area changing method, both are giving the same kind of result. So we have seen both Lorentz force method and Faraday's method gave same kind of result. Now let us come to example 6.7. A wheel with 10 metallic spokes, each 0.5 meter long, is rotated with the speed of 120 revolutions per minute in a plane normal to the horizontal component of Earth's magnetic field He at a place. Okay, so first let us make a wheel. So there is a wheel, and this wheel has 10 spokes. So 1, 2, 3, 4 and 5. So 5 into 2, 10. So now there are 10 spokes and each spoke is 0.5 meter long. So what is the meaning of this? That means radius of this circle is 0.5 meter. Now what is the speed? 120 revolutions per minute. 120 revolutions per minute. This we have to remember. This is in minute. So that means 2 revolutions per second. Now what is omega? Omega is simply 2 into 2 pi. Okay, because there are only 2 full revolutions. So omega is equal to 4 pi. So this is the value of omega. Now this is in a plane normal to the horizontal components of Earth's magnetic field. So Earth's magnetic field is just normal to this plane of this. If He is equal to 0.4 G, so we have already learned that Earth's magnetic field is around 0.5 Gauss, 0.4 Gauss at the place. So where we are rotating this, there Earth's magnetic field is 0.4 Gauss. What is the induced EMF between the axle of the and the rim of wheel? So again we have to calculate this EMF here and here. here this axle and the rim. Note that G is equal to 10 to power minus 4 Tesla. So again, in the previous example, a very similar example, what we have got, we got epsilon is equal to 1 by 2 B omega R square. So that was the formula that we got. So now half will remain same. Okay, so this was formula, half B omega R square. So half omega is 4 pi, because 120 revolutions per minute, that means 2 revolutions per second, that means 4 pi radian. So omega is equal to 4 pi. Now B is 0.4, and now let us put the value of Tesla. So 0.4 into 10 to power minus 4 Tesla. What is the radius? Radius is 0.5 meter, so 0.5 square. So when you solve all this, so what you get? You get 6.28 into 10 to power minus 5 volt, which is a very small value. The number of spokes is immaterial because the EMF across the spokes are in parallel. So this is not of use. What is of use? If you see this formula, is there anywhere spokes are coming? No. So what we are concerned mainly about this magnetic field, that we cannot change radius. If radius could be changed, if radius was different, so we will get a different value. If the rotational speed is changed, then again we get some different value. But number of spokes will not make any difference.